What's going on, YouTube? Boomslang here with another video on The Division. What? Boomslang? This guy's still around? Yep, I'm still here. While there hasn't been much information released on the game in months, I sort of faded from YouTube's existence for a little while. But fear not, I'm still here, and better than ever. Well, at least I like to think that. In case you were wondering why I might not have been around, number one, there wasn't a whole lot of information. Number two, I have been putting together the sickest, most badassest, most coolest podcast ever. And guess what? It's all about The Division. Yup, that's right. Stick around till the end of the video to hear all about it. But first, let's get to the point of this video. In the recent information released, we learned some new things about The Division that I think we really needed to help put everyone who was concerned about the graphics downgrade at ease. Here we have two clips from the game running on Xbox One, and it looks absolutely stunning. I mean, it is a console game, so granted, it's probably going to look better on PC, and we haven't really seen anything other than 2013. But let's not get into that. That's too much. All right, and now let's look at it. Being in the alpha stage means it's only going to get better. I've been talking to some of the devs, and they said, yes, this is what it looks like. It's pretty freaking awesome, if you ask me. They still going to do some polishing and everything. So granted, I mean, it's still alpha, but looking at it right now, it's only going to get better, hopefully. And I don't think Massive would release clips of gameplay if they didn't fully intend on following through with the graphic fidelity shown, considering on how adamant they've been on these clips since revealing them. There have been people asking them, is this what the game looks like on Xbox One? Is it rendered on Xbox? Yes, it's all on Xbox One. That's what it's supposedly going to look like. Personally, I'm not a huge graphics fanatic. If a game looks amazing, but the gameplay is terrible, then it's a terrible game. Looks don't make it fun, but they do help, and if The Division looks like it does in this build at launch, then it will more than satisfy what I want out of looks for a game. We also got a couple of podcasts, and even an intelligence annex. This information has been pouring out compared to the last few months. Some of the things worth mentioning relate to customization, the day-night cycle, and the dynamic weather. We're going to look at all of these things individually. First, let's talk about the day-night cycle and the weather. They stated in episode 5 of the official Division podcast that missions can differ depending on the time of day and the current weather. Example, missions played at night are totally different than when they are played in the daytime, which also gives us a hint at mission replayability. More details on what they could be exactly are yet to be seen, but it does sound like it would add a ton of replay value if you could go back and do these missions at different times of the day and different weather, or if you could select, say go back to the mission and say pick nighttime, daytime, what the weather would be. That would be really cool. The weather also plays into your missions and your experience of them. In The Division, the weather can change on the fly. So say it's sunny 1 minute, then clouds start to roll in, then a little while later it's snowing. Then they said there's even a chance of severe weather and a blizzard could happen, but those are less frequent than your normal snow shower. An interesting thing to mention about the snowstorm is how it can hinder your visibility. Not only is it harder for you to see and detect enemies, it will also affect your aim assist and target acquisition. This will really make for some unique gameplay experiences while out exploring the city. The next thing they discussed was character customization in episode 6 of the official podcast. In The Division, there will be two separate types of equipable gear. They are stat slot gear and cosmetic slot gear. Stat slots work as you would expect a typical gear slot in an RPG. You find the gear that has a certain defense rating, you equip it, then you explore the world, find better gear, replace it, so on and so forth. It's pretty straightforward. That's how it always works in an RPG. Where The Division differentiates itself is with its cosmetic slots. Now, I'm sure some other games have done this, but I'm just highlighting it in this one. Like the stat slots, you can equip gear as you find it, but unlike the stat gear, these pieces have no defense rating attached to them. They are purely for eye candy, which is good because in a lot of games that have this MMORPG style of looting and gear, everybody starts to look the same as they complete the in-game activities and collect all of the same gear because it's the best gear and that's what everybody goes after. So with the cosmetic items, you will be able to wear these items from the beginning to the end of the game if you wanted to. That way everybody can define what they want to be. They can look however they want to be, and they don't have to all wear the same equipment. Not only do these items allow for the much broader customization, like I was saying, of your character, they also can be layered. They mentioned this a little bit in the community Q&A a few months back. There is a underlayer, mid layer, and outer layer. This allows you to choose whether you want to look decked out in full winter gear with coats and jackets and all that stuff, or slim down to just an undershirt and look more like a ninja or whatever you want to look like. All in all, it's a great system that they said allows for tens of thousands of customization combinations. Let that sink in a little bit. Tens of thousands. This is the first little hint we've got at the actual count of player customization differences, which is really crazy if you ask me. Also, another thing worth mentioning is that you'll be able to change the color of all of your armor and your gear, which throws another layer of customization, which factors into that tens of thousands. So it may not be like tens of thousands of items, but combinations. So don't get too carried away with the whole idea of being able to have 10,000 different items. To go along with what they were talking about, once you create a character, you cannot change your appearance as far as your body shape, your size, your hair, and all that other stuff. So for example, there's not going to be a barber shop where you can go in and change that. But there are multiple character slots. So if you want to look different, you can go and change your character. The only problem with that is you have to start all over. There was also a confirmed defensive ability called the Riot Shield. This ability allows for players to deploy a mobile cover system and draw aggro from enemies, making it the perfect fit for a person geared more towards the tank role. The only drawback to this ability is the fact that it restricts you to your sidearm only, and you move slower than you normally would. It was mentioned that you could still use the sticky bomb though if you happen to have that as your second ability. The last few things I have to share with you came out of the Paris Games Week. It's nothing substantial, but it's definitely worth sharing because it's kind of funny and kind of cool. Everyone knows about the little secret mine. We've seen it in every single gameplay video. You set it down, it rolls towards the enemy, it blows up. Well, apparently if you set it down while there are no enemies around, it will go into some sort of a standby mode showing a green LED, and it will follow you around, kind of like a little dog, until it detects an enemy, and then it does what it does best. Chases them down, blows them up. Pretty cool if you ask me. Also, the environment is extremely interactive. You can shoot almost everything and it will either break or show some sort of reaction. And if you've seen any of the rats in the gameplay, then yeah, you can shoot those too. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything, but I'm still here. Things are about to start ramping up, so I'm sure you'll see me around more often, putting out videos and all this other good stuff. Now, as I mentioned earlier though, I have started a podcast all about The Division, and it's called Rogue Agent Radio. Pretty sweet, right? We talk all about the latest news on the game and then discuss all of the things we know about it topic by topic. There's listener mail, so be sure to send us your questions to rogueagentradio@gmail.com and they'll get answered on the show. But probably the coolest part of the show is the gun review. Right now we talk about guns that have been confirmed or seen in the game, and then we talk about their real life history and details. Mostly because we don't have the game, so we can't compare them to what they would be like in the real game. Eventually, we will talk about the guns in the game and all of their stats, since we'll be playing it. So expect that to change. It's really interesting right now, though, getting all of the history of these guns in real life and learning all about how they work and how they function. So it kind of gives you an idea of what they could be like in the full game, since Red Storm is working on all the guns. All of us on the show are really excited about where things are going and want everyone to be a part of what we're doing. You can find us on iTunes by searching Rogue Agent Radio and follow the show on Twitter at Rogue Agent Radio. So, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you feel generous, hit that like button and the sub button. This has been Boomslang, and I'll see you in the next one.